Hey, what's going on YouTube? Yeah, basically, I did get a very small shipment from Sweden on surplus. Just wanted to show you some things here. Um, Basically, this is how I support buying new junk stuff that I want, don't necessarily need, although a lot of it is very useful. But here's an example of something that I'm trying to sell. See if I can get some profit for it. Now, because this thing is so used, I may not make any profit, and I may just make exactly what I paid for it. But when I sell stuff on eBay, usually I'm just trying to resell stuff for this. I'll start off the bid at the same price that I paid for and hope that people bid it up. Some of the things that I'm very sure that are more rare, then I will put the price higher. One thing like that would be, I've got two axe heads here. So these things are very difficult to get. Can't really find them very easily, so most likely I'll make a profit. This is still very rare these days. It's not like the days when a Sportsman's Guide would sell 3 of them for $20 or some crap like that. That's been about 10 years ago at least. This is a stainless steel. You can tell that by the one band on here. What makes this one a little bit more rare is that it's stamped with the 3 crowns versus many of those out there were made for the just the Swedish defense, not for the army, so they don't have that stamp on there. Doesn't make them less what would you say, effective or quality. It's just some people want to have that Swedish Army surplus type of stuff. You can see here this thing's worn, which really isn't that big of a deal for this container for the mess. Here's another thing here too, is I do have this burner. Now look how beat up this thing is, and this is why I may just make basically the money that I paid for it and get it back, which is okay. But this one is what is it, HP 82, which I don't remember who made HP, whatever, doesn't matter. There's some micro cracks on the lid which don't really affect it, but there is a crack on here. I haven't even tested this thing, so it might leak, where you can kind of see those markings on the edge. But I'm still going to try to sell it for at least what I paid for it. What you want to look for on these things, make sure there is no rust. So you can barely see where there's some weld marks on this side, and on this side there's no rust there. So you see where this hoop hooks on there? If there's rust on there, you're kind of in trouble because this thing is deteriorating. Also, where the handle is welded on there for the top pot, there's no rust on that either. As far as the paint goes, it's really cosmetic. What you want to make sure is there's no holes, rust, or things like that. Now I know as far as you're showing your buddies and stuff like that, oh my god, this thing looks beat the heck up. For functionality, it doesn't really matter. For, if you're vain or something like that, it's not really something you're going to show your people. your friends as much as something that looks like almost brand new, or you repaint it. Now you can obviously repaint these. These things are stainless steel with the exception of this handle, which you can see with the rust. So I'm not sure why they use stainless steel on just about everything, but at least on some of these hoops, the pins, and on the handle itself, they seem not to be as rust resistant, which tells me they weren't made out of stainless steel. They could be, but then it's just an inferior stainless steel. Stainless steel can rust. Now this shield is in decent condition. I mean, it is beat up, but whatever, that's what you get. I mean, some of these things are really discolored and look kind of goldish or whatever. It doesn't really affect it once again. Last thing is, this is for me. This is just a belt. I really love this belt, and that's why I bought another one. So these, just based on how these things are made, which is telling me these things are probably made from 1920 to 1950s, maybe 60s at the latest. And I'm not 100% sure, but just looking at the craftsmanship and everything, these may have made it till the 70s. I don't know. This is just the natural color without any treatment, so it's a vegetable tan. So let's just contrast this. So here's why I bought it, because I've had this one, which is the same thing. I had this for, was it 2 years or 3 years? I can't remember exactly. You can see this thing is the same exact thing. Now this is the 1.1 meter or 110 centimeters, I guess. I don't know. I don't live by the frickin' metric system because I live in the US, so we use standard American, right? SAE. So anyway, you can see here my waist vacillates somewhere between about 34 inches to 32. You can see on average I've been around 34 inches on my waist, just based on these three holes there. Obviously there's room if I lose some weight. I've got plenty of room. I could also gain a bunch of weight, probably be around 250 plus, I'm saying, and I could still fit with those. But let's see, has this stretched a bit since I've worn it? Now, honestly, not too much, but that's one of the reasons why I bought another one, because it's just kind of redundant, and I've got something there. I like the way this stuff looks, and I've really not treated this, with the exception of I've used some Obanoff's LP on there. Obanoff's LP has beeswax and I don't know what oils they use inside of there, but that helps to restore this, protect it, blah blah blah. I'm not going to start using this one for a while, but I still may treat it before, because I want to nourish this thing so it doesn't dry rot and all that good stuff. But if you guys have any questions or comments, that'd be cool, and I will answer or reply as soon as I can. You have a good one.